team. We've seen that team perform well on pit road for Carl. They've done a great job here on the money stop.
66 car Stephen Wallace got a lap down, although running in the top 20, gets up out of the way to let the two leaders come by. Clint Boyer, by the way, who was the leader on pit road for what should be his final stop. Shannon.
Yeah, Doc, they stayed out to get the bonus points for leading a lap. Right now, your points leader, Clint Boyer. The car now is tight. He was battling loose all race long. They went too far on the adjustment, so they're going to have to take it back just a little bit. 4 tires for Clint Boyer.
Boyer down, and by the way, as he leaves, just going by him a moment ago, back on the racetrack was the 88 car of Brad Keselowski, being shown some 21 laps down in 33rd position. There's Keselowski trying to get this car back up to speed. One car being black flagged a moment ago, too fast on exit of pit road. He has to do a pass-through penalty.
Yeah, it's a long trip down this pit road, and that's going to cost Mike.
We don't get another penalty and get back in.
Saying don't get another penalty, making your pass-through just adds insult to injury.
Yeah, he was having a good run, running in the top 10 all night long. And we spoke earlier about the pit crew had sometimes hurt his chances, and here tonight, Mike hurt his own chances. So you're just trying to do everything you can as a driver.
The 88 car going behind the wall, and they figure out what exactly the issue was.
Yeah, Doc, I talked with Scott Maxson from Hendrick Motorsports, who's one of the lead engine builders there, and he told me it was the rotor inside the distributor had what I want to say, it was a malfunction, or actually a part problem with the rotor. There was actually a little hole in it, and somehow that became the problem. They replaced the rotor, and when they did that, the engine refired. So Tim Brewer probably has one of those down in his Chevy Cutaway car. What do you think, Tim?
We've got one right here. They punch this as a distributor, and the SB2 engine, like Chevrolet's running in these nationwide cars, is at the back of the engine. But here's where the problem occurred. This is the rotor button right here. What it does, it actually rotates around. It just fires each one of the cylinders. But we've got pickups on each side of the distributor where we can actually change the ignition system. But unless they pull the cap off, that's how they discovered they had a problem with the rotary button itself.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. If that doesn't spin and fire, you got nothing.
Well, the problem is they've got dual ignition systems in these cars, but that part right there, they only have one of those. So when they switch the ignition system, they're not actually able to change the whole thing, or the distributor parts like that. And I kind of suspect that might be where the issue was.
Back on the racetrack is the 88 now being, we mentioned, shown out of the top 30. He would lose about 60 points if he were to finish there tonight. Here is the 18 and the 60 again, running first and second as they have much of the night. 20 laps to go here in Southern California. Under caution for the third time tonight, just moments ago, the 9 car. Chase Miller, young man out of Canton, Georgia, having troubles off of turn 2.
See, off of turn 2, Chase had some problems. Right in front of Brad Keselowski. He just gets sideways here and loses the car. He sits there and hammers the wall with the right front and the right rear.
Yeah, this looks like it really shouldn't happen, but it's actually a little bit rough off the bottom of that corner, and you can start shattering the rear tires if the car's a little bit loose at all, and you lose that little bit of grip. See Brad Keselowski, who's already had enough problems, see something happening right in front of him. I'm sure he's thinking, what else is going to go wrong?
In front of you there. Say hi. Come on. Good save there, Brad.
Here's the points leader, Clint Boyer. Now watch his windshield above. He's trying to get through this behind David Reagan.
Back up the track. Come low. Come on down low. Come on down low. Come on.
Now that's one.
Come on down low. Come on. Come on. Promise you. Come on.
That's one spotter right there that's helping his driver.
Yeah, that's a great job there, because you absolutely inside the car can't see a thing, as you saw Clint Boyer there. So that's invaluable to have a spotter like that you can really trust.
And the key word there is trust. You can't see. You got to believe he's telling you to do the right thing. So you just crank it hard left at 190 miles an hour and come low.
Okay, these guys have made I think their last pit stop. They've got the tires on the car. The one thing I think this might do is we've seen Kyle Busch be able to get out on these fresh tires and get a big lead, and now they've closed these guys up, and if they don't change tires, maybe Carl's going to have a shot at him. Mike?
Well, Andy, they may have elected to stop had they had some inventory to give them. They're out of stickers. They've got nothing fresh to give Kyle, so that certainly factored into their decision not to stop.
Yeah, Mike, I don't think that's just Kyle. I think everybody on pit road, these contenders have used all their tires, so they've got what they've got.
I thought you guys had a hard time making decisions like that. If you don't have tires, that's no decision.
Easy. Yeah. I think I could do that.
So you got what you got, and can you catch the 18 car? Can Carl Edwards get it done? Jeff Burton is there. Vickers, McMurray. We're going to find out when we come back for the final 18 laps. That could change in about 16 laps because Kyle Busch set on the pole and has dominated here tonight.
Yeah, we saw him lead most laps at Bristol and lose it right there at the end. So this thing's not over till it's over.
Yeah, and it was, who was it that ran him down, by the way?
Yeah, Carl Edwards, I think that was.
And that's the guy right behind him here right now.
It's going to be interesting to see if Kyle Busch has just been getting himself out there and having the lead and just doing what he needs to do. We'll see.
Pace car pulls off. Let's listen in as we go full throttle.
Ready? Green flag, green flag. You're clear. One back. He's clear. Still there, still there. Clear low. You'll be 3 wide there. You'll be the outside. Still there. Clear, all clear, all clear. Clear the 7. Right, 4 right there. 4 cars behind you. Go get him. 9 for the 10. Move to your thinking. Still inside. Got a little clear low. 6-4 coming inside. Clear high.
Leffer's got a tire rub on the left front.
Outside. Clear up behind the 1. Clear up behind the 1. Somebody's got a tire rub up there. That's what the smoke is. Keep on getting it. Get behind me there, Dave. 59, 3 back to 61. Settle in here.
Jason Leffler, left front fender bent in against a tire. That's a smoke you see out of the 38 car there. He is the first car a lap down. The 5 car also showing some smoke out the back of Jimmy Johnson's Chevy.
We saw those guys got about 6 wide, it looked like, on the backstretch. Just not enough room for all.
Yeah, they were bouncing off the wall on each other coming out of 2.
Well, Jimmy does need to stay out there with this.
Pretty hard.
Yeah, he needs to get that thing in.
Yeah, tomorrow night's pole sitter.
Jimmy.
Let's 38 and 20 car, right side of your screen there. Contact.
These guys are like 4 wide. Goodness.
Joe Logano kind of ran Jason Leffler out of racing room there. They got together, and then the 30 car got up into him. So just too many of them. Not enough room there as we see Jimmy Johnson on the pit road to get that problem he has fixed.
Can't take a chance on a guy who's going to try to win 3 Cup titles in a row, be a pole sitter here tomorrow night. They got to bring him in and pull that fender out and get some fresh Goodyears.
Left tire got cut down by that fender rub.
Hold on. It's on the apron here.
Amazing how many times we've seen this year in this series and in the Cup Series. These guys getting together after a restart and then eventually guys having to come to pit road because of a flat tire.
Jason Leffler 8th in the point standings, was having a good run, a top 15 finish, and because of debris off of his car, we will have the caution come out once again. 4th time tonight. There's some debris and some things that have come off that cut tire, and they're in the back straightaway.
Not sure if the brake duct completely off the car there. Somebody else just picked it up.
Work be done on Jason Leffler's car here. They're having to pick this car up. Jack will go under it with that tire flat. We'll have to work on the fender a little bit too to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Another lap.
Yeah, this thing it's wrapped up around the spindle. When you blow a tire like that, it's really hard to get off of there. You see they're struggling with it, trying to get it off.
We can show you. Watch the tire just coming apart there. You see the left front. Boom.
Yeah, these guys are just trying to ride it out, but when you have a rub that bad, you see Kevin Harvick just barely missing him here. When you have a rub that bad, you need to get it on pit road and get it fixed.
Yeah, they tell you in the driver's meeting it's not going to fix itself, you know.
We told you Jimmy Johnson also had a tire rub. Watch the contact with Kelly Byers.
Smoking in front of you, track is clear, 3 wide.
Kelly Byers gets some damage too.
Inside, you all right? Yeah.
Now this is off of turn 4. The others had already happened off of turn 2 just before this.
Kelly Byers did not know Jimmy Johnson was on the outside of him.
And that's a really difficult spot for the spotters to be able to see as they come out of turn 4. It's really hard for them to tell that somebody is there.
What's left of the front tire from the 38 car under caution for the 4th time tonight.
Wrapping up caution with 9 laps to go. Carl Edwards is running second to Kyle Busch. What's he thinking inside that race car? We listened.
I'll just do the best we can here, and it'll still be up a good point today. You know, he can still have a mistake. You never know.
We're going to come a couple laps earlier in that. See if we could just get some fresh tires, make up some time on him to get that big lead. But the points people were chasing and stuff, the day they're having, you know, got talked out of it.
Oh, when you're a championship contender, you've always got to pay attention to those points. And right now, Clint Boyer on the racetrack running in 8th place, doing a nice job of protecting his advantage. Brad Keselowski with his troubles earlier in the race, now running 22 laps down in 33rd spot, allowing Carl Edwards, second on the racetrack at the moment, to try and close in on young Brad for second place. Problem for them, Doc, is that Clint Boyer's a little bit ahead of them here. We're starting to run out of races.
He is, Alan, but the last 5 races, Keselowski and Edwards have swapped second and third, back and forth and back and forth. There's a good chance tonight, as Keselowski was second and Edwards was third, that Edwards will go back by him. Just 18 points separating those two, as Keselowski now being shown back in 33rd.